Hello everyone, GalacticStorm here. Welcome to the show, and today it's finally time to get into another review. It's time that we're going to review the Type 98 Kini Martini Bikini Tier 3 Japanese tank. This tank, for the history on this thing, it was a further modification of the Hago, but it was going to be a replacement for it, but it really didn't. 100 of these tanks were made for this tank, and yeah, this is the third or second to last light tank that you'll get within the Japanese branch for now, until they make more Japanese tanks or more well, you know, light tanks and all. Alright, let's look at the stats on this thing. 220 hit points, 130 horsepower, 50 kilometers per hour, which is pretty good. Traverse speed's pretty good, 44 degrees per second. Hull armor, let's not really talk about it. It's not going to help you. Damage on this thing's 3456. Penetration 36 to 60, which is not. Oh, it's okay. Rate of fire on this thing is 28.57, which is really good. Turret traverse 36 degrees per second. View range 310 and signal range 350, which is good. This tank, you will get, I would say, not as bad as a gun, or not bad of a gun, but it's not going to penetrate as much tier 3s or 4s, which could be a problem. And you can see right there, this one just gets like a minor engine modification and all. But then you get the Type 37-100, which is pretty good. And then the Type the 30mm gun, which is going to be the highest bet and your best idea for it. For penetration. And then you get the Type 5 Kiho, which is the last light tank within the Japanese branch, for now at least. Let's go for the pros and cons on this thing. It has good agility, potent gun when it's top tier, a really good rate of fire, difficult to shoot because of its small size, and has really good camo values. So a lot of things good about this thing, or about this tank at least. The cons on this thing, it has horrible armor, it can easily take module damage, and it has bad gun handling. So this tank, it's fast, it's a ninja, it's small, it has decent gun penetration, not to like the Hetzers or the Matildas. It won't penetrate it depending on what sides you're hitting. But I have a really good gameplay for you guys to enjoy, and without further ado, let's go shoot with these guys. First gameplay of the day, it comes from Cliffs. I will be giving you a big spoiler. I died in both of them. I'm sorry. But they were really good games, and I thought they would they have a shot in pretty much pretty much they have a shot in going into my thing here, because they were pretty good games, and I thought they were deserved showing. So, Cliff Rain, standard battle, as always, and this is a tier 3 match. Majority tier 3, and there's like only about 4 or 5 tier 2s on each side. So that pretty much evens it out. Am I saying pretty much again? Sad face. But I am using the fully equipped Kini. I'm using the Type 37 gun, if I believe so, if I think so. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to outflank here. I'm trying to go out here and just hopefully maybe I can outflank some of these tanks and use the speed for my advantage. This is when I show like the full purpose on the tank and try to go back and forth in that. There's a T-15 that is pretty brave and pretty dumb, because he shows up lights up all the tanks, but no one's there to do anything about it, and he reluctantly gets himself killed because of it. But yeah, you'll see here in a moment. But my first victim here would be the UE-57. You've seen me do a review on this tank earlier. It's a pretty good tank. It's small. It's not as agile, but it has really good penetration on that. So I deal with the UE-57 first. He was too fast or too slow for me. And then there's the G20. I finish off. Well, not really finish off. I he gets distracted, and I just ultimately finish it off. Damage within the dungeon. Try to avoid its shots, and then there we go. Finish it off with another kill. And then here we go. This is when I tried to. Well, there's a Panzer 1C I'm trying to fire at right here. It tries to do a few shots at me. I try to go after it, but the gun handling on this thing is not really good against fast-moving tanks such as the Panzer 1C here. And I tried taking another shot at it, but unfortunately, it doesn't really work well. And then, hello, artillery piece. M7 Priest, it's really good artillery. I did some good gameplay with it, which I should do a gameplay of, but it gets killed too. There's a BT7 right there that I had a little bit of snapshot of, but it's not really gonna. I'm not really gonna shoot at it because it'd be in cover at the time that I shoot at it. And then this is what pretty much kills me. The TA2, really good gun and all, really crappy armor, but then I get my gang banged by a Panzer 1C and a TA2. Should have paid attention to that. And after that all said being done, I got 13,000 silver, 965 experience, and I did a Master Badge Class 1, which is pretty good. I got the UE-57, the M7 Priest, and the T-20. And then damaged the Panzer 1C, and then damaged the TA-2, which pretty much killed me. Sad face. But yeah, did about 14 hits on them, 4 crits, and 2 spotted. Did about 673 or 623 damage around there. And I did about the best out of my team, surprisingly. TA2 did the best out of their team, but didn't do as much damage. But I've got a really good gameplay for you next, and let's head to there now, shall we? And here we go, the bacon of gameplay that I've got for you. This is on Province. Like I said on the, if you guys aren't if you guys are recently new on this, this map is only available from Tier 1 to Tier 3 to 4, if I'm not mistaken. And it's one of those maps that you won't see on the higher tier maps because, you know, it's available for only Tier 1 to 3. So and like the last one, it's majority Tier 3. And there's more Tier 2s than there was on the last game. So we're gonna give it a go, and I'm gonna give it to my usual hiding spot, my sexy hiding spot, I would say. This game I did extremely good at, but the other team, our team pretty much went faltered here, and we went blah. So just a spoiler. So here we go for our first victims, the T1E6X, which I've done my clothing video on. It's one of the premium tanks that you get at first. I have no idea. There's a Panzer 1C, took a shot, crippled its engine, it's not as fast now, and it gets gang banged by my team. Same thing with the T1E6X. And then there's a Cruiser 1 right there. Cruiser 1, it's a good tank, but I just wouldn't recommend taking it out in the open. And now there's an M3 Stuart there, really good tank there, and I tried shooting at it, and I did a lot of good damage onto it, but it decides to hide, and I go sad face. And it's 3-5 right now. It's a good gameplay right now. Well, not really good gameplay, but it's 3-5. It's we're slightly losing by 2 tanks. And then there's the Panzer 38T, which is standing in the open. I decide to go down and just shoot at it, and I take major chunks out of it. It's getting shot from above by the looks of it, but I finish it off, thus giving me my first kill. So there we go. And then there's the Panzer 38T. Somehow it decides to be YOLO and shows its very lower hull. I shot at it, and yeah, I got my second kill from there. And then yeah, it's still tied. It's not really tied, but we're slightly losing still. It's up to 5-7. And what we got left, they have all their artillery, they have all their tank destroyers, and there's one of them right now, the Martyr 2. Martyr 2 has a really good gun and all, but it just has really crappy armor. And then there's the T-18, really good armor, really good gun, depending on what it has. If it has the 52mm howitzer, if I have that mistaken, I'm sorry. But it took a nice little shot at it, and it goes bye-bye too. And for me, I lag right down here, and we're tied up at the moment. It's 8-8, and I was really skeptical on going down there here because my well, I lagged, so I thought I could go down there, but I was worried of being an easy target because there's only four light tank. There's 3 light tanks and 2 a medium tank, and there's 3 artillery that have been wanting to kick my ass. And now we're really beginning to lose right here. I tried to go after. I wanted to go after the 38T, but I was really concerned that I was gonna get killed in the process, and thus I wouldn't be that much of a team. I mean, I've got 3 kills, which is pretty good as it is. But I just was very worried about this spot, and I wanted the enemy to come to us. And there's a teammate, which is our teammate with the M3 Priest. He was a good teammate too. He had a few kills. And there's some of the tanks that are just heading to the other side. There's the M2 medium, if I believe so. And then there's a AMX-38, which is a really good, heavily armored tank. Really bad guns though. I tried to go after the M2 medium, but it's the house is they're all in cover in the house. Oh, it's in cover in the house, and I tried to shoot at it, but it was lagging again. So I decided to make the Panzer 1C. I just wanted to make it fall back, and even my comrades are agreeing with me. Fall back. You are on low health, and the M2 medium has a really good gun and all. But unfortunately, the Panzer 1C wanted to go all yellow, #swagger. See, I tried to make it. I asked it for it to fall back. He said no. Gets his ass killed by artillery, the Su-26. So it's just me, another light tank, which is an M3 Stewart, and then there's the M3 Priest that's with me. So we tried to figure out what to do next, and I thought it would be just okay just to stay here and let the enemy come to us. But the M3 Stewart is also going into another fight, which is which is another M3 Priest. Or not M3 Priest, an M3 Stewart. But I tried to move back, but the M3, or not M3 Priest, it's the M7 Stewart, or Priest. There's always M in all the tanks that we have for Americans. Did they ever thought about, gee, I don't know, make another, another letter besides M? Oh well, I don't care. But then the M3 Stewart gets into trouble again, but this time it's getting attacked by I think it was a 38T again. Yeah, it was a 38T. I decided to move back and see what was going on, and then there's the Su-28. There are tier 2 Russian artillery. I don't know if this guy was really dumb or really brave. Either or, he tried to take a broad shot at me, try to shotgun it, but I give him the big old nope. So there's my 4th kill so far, and it's once again, it's already tied up again, and unfortunately, it got finished off by the Panzer 38T, I believe. So I have no choice but to protect my artillery in case something else happens. So I charge in. M7 Priest takes a wild shot. I try to go after it, and then the base is starting to get capped, and there's the 38T. Try to take some shots at the front, damages the engine. I try to do peekaboo shots, which was doing really good at so far. I took a shot at my first damage so far, and the Panzer 38T. I took a bounce at it, and it's trying to shoot after my artillery. I'm trying to do my best to protect it, but it got finished off, and unfortunately I'm the last member of my team. And there's only 2 light tanks and there's 2 artillery left, so I had no idea what to do next at the point. So I decided to with the base being capped, I thought it'd be the best idea just to go after the person responsible that's in the base. So I tried to go after it, and unfortunately this would be my downfall. It's a Panzer one. It's a Panzer two, and that son of a bitch. It was lucky enough to ammo rack me. So yeah, 5 kills and a bad loss, I would say, and 27,000 silver. And then I did a lot of co-ops or operations, I would say, that would increase my gold and my silver count and all. But I also got 1,255 experience, and I only got a mastery badge class 3, which pissed me off. I thought I did really good, but then again, it's World Tanks. It's gonna be stupid at times. So finished off the Panzer 38. Did the I destroyed the other tanks that were there. M3 Stewart, the SC-25, the Panzer. It's a 38H. I'm sorry. But I did 785 damage, much more than I did on the last game, and I did the best on my team, not surprisingly. And the other team did well as well, AMX 38 and all. So let's review this tank. Overall, the Type 98 Kini, it's a good tank, I think. I didn't do a review on the Hago because I just didn't really have good gameplay with it, and I thought I didn't think it was a good tank in my opinion. But for what I think about the Kini, this thing is really agile. It's really good at with its guns and all, but it's just the armor and that it can easily get killed and all. But then again, it's a light tank. So for my ratings on this thing, I give it a rating of, ta-da, an 8 out of 10. This tank is not a brawler. It can easily outflank the heavier tanks and the tank destroyers that don't have a rotating turret. And this thing can easily play as a scout and support, I think, because of its armor and all. It has a good gun, and I think you can kill up to tier 4 easily, but just not the higher upper tier tanks like tier 5 and all, unless you're looking for weak spots. But yeah, so that's what I think about the Type 98 Kini. I might do some more Black Ops 2 gameplay and maybe ask for another wish list or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to see what the game is or the gameplay is like, or the trailer, I mean, for the for Black Ops 3. So vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun shizzle my nizzle. I have a Facebook page down below. I hope you guys like it and enjoyed the video. So this is GalacticStorm and I'm saying sayonara, biatches.